Hello,
Hello,
peoples. How is everyone today? How are you, Tina?
I'm good.
I'm good too.
Cold, but good.
Yeah, I'm actually chilly in my room. I don't think the heat is on, which is fine. I mean, I'm willing to go a little cold to bring our electric bill down.
And how are you today?
That's who just messaged me. I'm like, who the hell is Jenny? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hi, Jen. How are you, Jen? So yeah, he told me, he's like, we might be a little chilly this month. I'm gonna try and conserve on the heat. I'm like, okay. Because $300 is way too much for our electric bill. It's twice as much as it should be. So hopefully the bill will be a lot less this coming month.
Cody's live.
What?
Tim's like just got the notice. Cody's live.
Hey Tim, I'm live.
Ah!
He's
It's
like,
alive.
he's like, yeah, I know. Every day on the wife's phone.
Every day. Hi Tim.
Hello, I miss Jen.
See.
Anybody else not watching football tonight?
I do not do organized sports. The only sports I ever watch is kind of like the Olympics.
Hey, Gloria?
Hi, Gloria. Certain events in the Olympics I'll watch, but I don't watch organized sports. They get paid way too much money.
I like to watch figure skating during the Winter Olympics.
I do too. I like the figure skating. It's good to see you too, Gloria. Pizza.
Oh, God, no more pizza. I can't do it right now. Yes, baseball.
I actually went to a baseball game with my dad. It was the very last baseball game that Carl Yastrzemski was in. It was the very last game he played. Thank you, Gloria. You're so sweet.
Yeah,
I've
I'm ready
got
for baseball season. This cold shit needs to go away. I'm ready for Cardinals baseball.
Yeah, he was great. Yes, man, he was awesome. And in case anybody wants me to adjust my lighting, I can't. Sorry. I'm getting glare from my window, and I can't put the thing up. The dog tore it down, or the cat tore it down, and I just can't. Hey, Stash.
Hi, Virginia. Nope, haven't seen them.
Gloria, I know I saw you said that on Victoria's show that you just got out of the hospital, that you had a stroke.
Oh, my goodness. I missed that.
Yeah.
I have to come around the chats.
Yeah, it was in one of Victoria's morning shows that she said that. I hope you're feeling better. And I know you said that you were starting to get your little bits of your memory back, which is good. She lost like short-term memory, little bits and pieces of it. Did Squashy come in and I didn't see her?
No, Virginia asked if we'd seen Fluffy and Squashy.
Oh. Sorry, Virginia. Hi, Virginia. My eyes are all messed up from allergies. I do take allergy meds, but I have all kinds of goopy crap in my eyes, so it's hard for me to see. I'm flying blind.
And you got the sunlight coming in over there.
I think my son's friends are here. Hold on, this should be fun. Yes?
Mother!
Yes?
Let me get some chocolate.
What did I tell you I was doing at 2 o'clock? You don't know?
My bad.
Hi, Junior.
You're saying hi to YouTube on live.
Cool. Chocolate.
Can you? I'm not.
It's not my fault you haven't divvied it up yet.
It never stops. Doesn't matter how old they get, it doesn't stop.
Should be all one cup.
Gloria is not smoking and she misses them so much. Oh. Was it a forced give up the cigarettes?
Just put that up to you
Gloria?
guys.
Nice Simpson.
What kind would you like?
Snickerdoodle. Snicker. Gracias. Love you.
I love you too.
You're welcome.
How long is that going to take?
How long is what gonna take?
Your YouTube thing.
2 hours.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Sorry. I'm telling you.
Oh, your kids are after you. Got it.
No matter what age they are. Mom, give me your stuff. He's right. I haven't divided it up. I was supposed to, and I didn't. He'll live.
Stash says to check your email.
So now he's going to go out in the other room and make a whole bunch of crap.
Oh, Jen, how long ago did I quit smoking, Kodi?
6 or 7 months ago, maybe? I don't know.
Well, let's see.
Oh, nice, Dash. Eat your heart out, guapo. That's funny.
September was what is on these patches.
September. So we're in February now. Yeah, long time ago. My son is always after me. I have 3, Gloria. 2 girls and a boy. My boy is my baby. Yeah.
Yeah, then definitely walk on your heart.
Well, my older 2 kick my heart, but that's a whole different thing. So now I'm live. He's gonna go in the other room and start throwing stuff and make all kinds of noise. If he makes a lot of noise, I apologize in advance.
I'm used to him.
I know. Well, you are, but other people might not be.
True.
And I'd say he'll be calmer because he's not gaming, but that's not true either. But at least he's in a good mood.
Yes.
Of course they're your children, Gloria. It doesn't matter if children are born to you or you take them into your heart from outside of the biological gene pool.
Exactly.
They're your kids. So, damn it! No, I want another cigarette. I don't want to. Whenever people talk about smoking, it makes me want to have a cigarette. Whether they're talking about quitting or whatever, it just makes me want to have a cigarette. It's like when I watch old movies and they have people smoking on the movies, and I'm like, shit, and I grab a cigarette.
Looks at Kodi and says, "You just put one out."
I know. She does that to me, too, when we're in video chats. She'll be like, Kodi, and I'm like, what? She's like, you just put one out. Don't like that. And I'm like, shit. Damn it. My son is always after me to quit, too. I was like, look, I only have one vice left, okay? Leave me cigarettes alone.
Food is. I have put on 30 pounds in the.
You just froze, Tina. Tina froze.
No,
Oh, there you are.
no.
Your internet is getting all splotchy or something.
I don't know. The router's right here. Yeah, computer
Yeah.
next to it.
Yeah, well, but I mean, if your internet itself acts up, then it will do that because it's still doing it. You're like Robo-Tina right now. Oh, there you go. You're better. You're fine. We're at it.
Tina.
Tina, Fofina. Yeah, that sucks, Jen. I haven't been able to see my grandkids off and on for years. Whatever my oldest daughter's latest whim is, she's not a very nice person most of the time. I mean, I am fully proud of my oldest. She is super smart. She's, she does work hard, which she never used to. She used to be lazy as all hell. And so she didn't think that she should have to work, that someone should pay her way all the time. But now she works and she's going to school to be a vet tech. She went back to college. She's going to be 32 in March. And she went back to college the beginning of last year, I want to say, because I think she used her taxes for the parts that the grants wouldn't cover. And she is right now getting straight A's through her vet tech classes, all of them. She's on the dean's list, and she has been for every semester since she started. So the girl's brilliant. She really is. I mean, she's very smart, but she's just, I don't know, she got something with me that I won't go into intimate details, but there have been many times when she's like, well, you're not seeing your grandkids. And I'm like, because she uses them as little weapons, and now they're 14 and 15. And I asked her this time that she didn't want me in her life again. I said, at least let me keep my grandkids in my life. And she goes, if you say anything that upsets them, you're done. And I'm like, so now I'm afraid to talk to them because I'm afraid that whatever I say, she's going to take the wrong way and I won't be able to talk to them. So it's a lose-lose situation.
That's terrible, yeah.
Jen, I think the one time I went 5 years, it was 5 years I missed so much of my grandkids' lives. 5 damn years. It sucked really bad. And then I got to see them and communicate with them for, I don't know, maybe 6 months. And then she just decided, nope, not any good. I didn't do anything wrong, but that was how it was. Oh. And your son should be sticking up for you. You're the kid's grandmother. It doesn't matter what his wife says you are. You're their grandmother, and you've been in their lives. So to remove them when if there's not a reason, an understandable reason, then, he should be backing you up that you get to see your grandkids. It's wrong, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. My middle child, my daughter, she does not acknowledge my existence as her parent. I was her incubator, according to her. I'm like, whatever. She has told so many lies that she believes them because she's repeated them so many times. She actually believes them. She'd probably pass a lie detector test at this point. But she's in North Carolina and doing her thing, and she talks to my mother every once in a while. So I'm like, okay. She says she's happy and doing well, so I'm good with that. As long as she's okay, I'm good.
Hi, Wendy.
Wendy. Welcome, Wendy. I love you. And you should be sleeping, woman. Yeah, I hope you don't either, Tina. Because it is it's a horrible situation to be in. It really is.
I mean, I'm usually on call with you, and my middle daughter shows up with the grandbaby on Sunday.
Yeah. Yep. Cheeks. Cheeks. I don't wish that kind of issue on anybody. I really don't. So,
I mean, come on. And my grandson comes over 2-3 times a week. So.
Yeah, and you get to watch him play video games, which that's what I'd be doing with my grandson. That's what he does, is he plays video games. He'd probably actually be hanging out with my son more than me anyway. They bond over video games. So, but today is supposed to be an update because I figure, instead of just spilling all my crap in everybody's chats, I would do my own update.
There you go.
And then you can update if you want to. And Wendy even has an update of what's going on with her. Although she's not on the stream, so, But she can put the update in the chat if she wants to about what her new project that she's doing is pretty cool. But, yeah, so my update is the goddamn roommates are gone. They're history. They're out of here. Woohoo! We have the house back. And it's so quiet, aside from my son, but I'm used to him. I'm not used to having domestic violence in my house and people threatening to kill animals and people not doing what they say they're going to do and breaking my stuff. They stole our stuff, some of our stuff when they left. We still had some of John's clothes in the closet that's in that room. They were not supposed to use the closet. They used it anyway and told us, both of us, that they put John's clothes up on the top of the closet. And when they were packing, they took those. So, and my son discovered a broken window and he full out got pissed, called them up. He had given them 24 hours to get the rest of their stuff, but he called them up, messaged them and said, you have until 6 a.m. That's when the trash people come and all your shit's at the curb. And he literally just hurled their stuff out the door. I mean, he launched their gaming chair, which if anybody has one of those gaming chairs that you see on everybody's lives, Tina, you're frozen. No, you're not. You're just staying still. How do you stay that still? I can't do that. Oh, no, she was frozen. She just wiggled a little bit. Your internet's driving me crazy, girl. Those gamer chairs that everybody's using, like Cajun Roots Reseller has and all that, they're heavy. Those are heavy chairs. My son literally launched it from our porch. It landed about 20 feet away on the other side of our driveway. He was a little upset. Yeah, he was not happy. And the kids, Jason's mom threatened to call the cops on him. He was like, go ahead. Your little bitch of a son hasn't paid us rent, so go ahead. Jen, he was so mad. Yeah, she was just praying a long time. You're okay now, Tina. He was just so mad he wasn't thinking at all. He actually grabbed some of our Christmas ornaments that were in the closet and thought they were theirs and threw those out too. So those are all smashed, but he did bring the chair back up on the porch and put hey, toilet girl. Yay. Now I'm frozen. What's going on with my stuff? I'm going to kick YouTube and StreamYard and shit if it doesn't stop that. He did go down. I told him he had to move the chair because my mom was coming on Friday and she wouldn't be able to pull in the driveway. Well, she could, but it's my mom and she won't if there's anything that could remotely scratch her car. So he ended up bringing it back up on the porch, and the only thing that happened to it was one of the wheels came off. So he just put that back on, and
that was one tough chair.
Yeah. So, yep. So they are gone, and he's getting that room cleaned up, and then I'm going to smudge it and cleanse it because toxicity that are emanating from the walls in there is horrible. And then it's going to be my craft room where I get to make my jewelry.
Yay!
I'm so excited. So, yeah. That's my update. Oh, and my leg is healing up again, so I'll be able to start wrapping that soon. I was hoping to be able to do it today, but I think I'm going to wait another day or two. And
took Tim to the neurosurgeon on Friday, and the doctor ordered for him to do an MRI so they can get a better look at the thing that's going on with his head, whether it's a tumor or a benign mass or a aneurysm or whatever the hell is going on. That's scheduled for the 19th of this month. So we'll get to see for sure what's going on with him and what we're going to go from there.
Yeah. Nerve-wracking.
So,
but I'm glad he's finally getting the stuff scheduled and tests done and all of that, which should have been happening months ago.
Yeah.
You know?
But when you've got a neurologist that's telling you that it's just, it's all in your head.
Yeah. Well, yes, literally it is.
Well, let's just do some, occupational therapy and see if that takes care of it,
Yeah, that neurologist had his head up his ass. Aw, hearts for Tim.
Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah, this is what happens when someone who majored in psychology decides they want to be a neurologist. They decide everything is mental, so you can fix everything with therapy, some kind of therapy.
Yeah.
No.
And the thing is when we went and seen this actual neurologist, we had told him that our physician ordered the CT scan and that it should be on record and he should be able to look it up.
Yeah.
Because it's connected. And he never looked it up. We even told the nurse so that she could tell the doctor, and the doctor would be able to look that up before he came into the room and see what was going on.
Yeah.
So, but apparently they didn't do any of that.
Right.
So,
hi, Tim. Yeah. It should have all been done, and for a neurologist to tell you that it's all mental.
Yeah.
No, you can't. You have to rule out anything physical before you can even jump to it's mental. I don't know. Can you imagine how many people have, gotten into trouble because they listened to that bullshit?
Right.
And then by the time, because you guys were like, no, that's not right, and we want to further do this, and you push people to get the test done. Imagine the people that don't do that and that end up with a serious problem that then can't be treated because it's gone too far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that person just needs to stop practicing medicine. Sorry, but they do. They're an endangerment to people's health and wellness.
But yeah, that's the update on that for Timmy.
Okay.
Yeah. When we know more about that, then we'll know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's the unknown that's so freaking scary, it's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wendy, I see that. So yeah, but hopefully you start getting answers and we can figure out what's wrong and we can get it treated and he can at least, try and orientate some treating to get the shaking to stop it at minimal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know that takes a huge toll on your body physically and then mentally having to deal with it all the time.
Yeah.
That's when you need the counseling for the stuff that you're dealing with like that, not for, oh, it's childhood trauma. No, it's not, but I'm about to give you adult trauma.
I'm about to give somebody some physical trauma for sure.
That's right. And Wendy, your update is what you are doing in your back garden. That's what your project is, right? So, there. Do your update. Update. Type faster. So yeah, I've been mentally trying to set up my craft room in my head, and I will have some room in that room. Some room in that room. It didn't sound right, but it is accurate to put some of this stuff that's in here.
Space in that room.
Yeah, there you go. I will have some space in that room. Tina is my Grammarly. She's Teenerly. I don't know. Tina. No, she's Grammarly. Grammarly, the Tina version. I will be able to put some of this crap in there. So it will free up some room in my bedroom, which will be nice. Tim, meow. No, no meow. Weirdo. Weirdo. Well, that was short and brief, Wendy. Thank you for that. Couldn't have expanded on that a little bit.
I mean, you do get, 200
characters.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, I'm a brat. Okay, well, what Wendy told me was that she's getting the back garden ready for summer. She's going to be planting flowers and some vegetables and growing stuff, and they're putting up fencing and all kinds of fun stuff. Hi, Ted.
Hi, Ted.
Who's Jenna? Gonna have to be a little more specific. I don't think I've ever seen a Jenna. I've seen plenty of Jens and Jennies, but I'm not a Jenna. But hi, Ted. So there, see, all updated.
Genitals.
That was good. That was good.
I would do.
For a dad joke, that was funny.
It's so funny, I forgot to laugh.
Unfortunately, you didn't forget to shush.
Now, why would I do that?
I couldn't imagine.
Me either. That'd be an outrage.
Oh my God! Can you be gone?
No.
Off with his head.
Yeah.
It is, Jen. It's hard. It's funny to hear about a garden when it's cold out. It really is. But I mean, my dad used to prep their gardens and everything for winter and things like that. And for when it was going to be, my dad was always nitpicking at the lawn and the garden. Hell, I'm surprised he didn't shovel the yard just so he could trim the grass. You know, I mean, he was a golfer. The grass always had to be a specific height.
Mom, you're going to be happy. It's snowing again.
I caught him once with a ruler measuring how high the grass was.
Not very much, but it's snowing.
Because he used to practice his putting.
Cool.
So,
love you, Mom.
Tim, you really did not need to give me that weather update.
shush you. Yeah. Gosh, Tim. Quit cussing in my chat.
Me either, Jen.
Well, Wendy, that's what happens when you play with toads. Just saying. Jen, I don't either. But my like I said, my dad was a golfer, and he used to like to practice putting. TG, now you're cussing in my chat.
It is here too, Wendy.
It's way too sunny and bright outside. I'm like, oh, bright light. Yeah, he was very obsessive with the lawn because the thing was, if he putted on grass that was shorter than what it was at the golf course, then practicing is not going to do him any good. So that's true. He is a blue toad. Well, I don't know. You got a chemical problem there or something, Wendy. I love you too, TG. I'm tongue-tied today. Sorry. It's because I ate food that had, like, must have been very mild and only a few pieces of like hot pepper or something in them. So my mouth isn't working now. See what happens?
Mm-hmm.
Wendy, ew.
That's why I shook my head.
Ew. I don't even want to know where that's coming from. But if it's blue, you might want to have him go to the doctor. Oh, yeah, Jen, definitely. My dad wouldn't let anybody else mow the lawn either because they might do it wrong. I'm like, how do you do it wrong? How do you mow a lawn wrong? You know?
Well, and unless the mower level is set too low and you're, cutting it to where it's nothing but dirt, you really can't mow it wrong, in my opinion.
Well, he was especially bad once he got the riding lawnmower. Because there were certain ways you had to do your path around the house and the yard. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Just mow the lawn. No. You had to start off going in a certain direction and end going in a certain direction or you didn't do it right. Yeah.
I don't know.
He was, and then he's like, hey, you want me to teach you how to use the lawnmower? I said, hell no. He's like, why? Because you don't want to mow the lawn? I said, no, because I don't want you to yell at me for doing it wrong. My mom just laughed. She's like, she has a point.
I'm sure that my husband behind me will say, yeah, there is a wrong and a right way to do that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because he used to work for a lawn service company twice, 2 different ones.
Well, I mean, if you want it to be aesthetically pleasing, because the lawnmower, when you first cut, does leave marks. If you want it to be aesthetically pleasing, you have to do it in a certain way so your rows match up and you're not squiggling all over the place.
Right.
Me, I don't give a damn about aesthetics, man. Just get the lawn cut.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, Jen, exactly. The golfers are crazy. I don't know.
You hear that, Jim? Golfers are crazy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, my dad made me carry his golf bag for 18 holes of golf when I was like 9 or 10. I think I was 9. He was like, you want to spend the day with me at the golf course? And I'm thinking that I'm going to be able to drive around in one of the cool little golf carts and stuff. I mean, I was little, so of course I was like, hell yeah. No, he wouldn't rent one of those. We had to walk 18 holes at 9 years old carrying a 70-pound bag of golf clubs. I'm like, am I getting paid for this?
No.
He's like, no, you're spending time with me. I'm like, am I getting paid for this? Yeah. And I think he just did that so that I would never ask to go with him again.
And it worked, didn't it?
Hell yeah, it did. Well, see, a couple of years later, I found a matchbook in his pocket from the country club that, the golf course was attached to. And it had someone's phone number written in it, and that name was not my mom.
Whoops.
I'm like, oh, no wonder he didn't want to go with me, because by the time I found that, I was like, oh. So, yeah. I didn't rat him out.
Good night, Wendy. Love you, honey.
Good night, Wendy. I love you, baby. Get some sleep. Sweet dreams. And I appreciate you coming to show your love, although you didn't come on the stream. But I'll forgive you because I know you're really tired. Yeah, I don't believe in cheating at all. I see no reason why that's necessary. But my mom was so anti-sex, it wasn't funny. So I can kind of understand him wondering. Yeah. I don't know if he actually did anything with anybody or not. I have no idea. But I didn't look too closely into that because I didn't want to know, I just put the matchbook back in his coat pocket because I had grabbed his coat to do something. I think to go get the mail.
It's something I remember doing. I got out of it.
I remember it vaguely too, as on a personal level, although I read about it all the time. So, yeah, it's not that anybody really wants to know, but 8 years. Yeah. 8 years. It's a long fucking time.
All right. Be right back.
Ah! You know you can't leave me here by myself.
You got the chat to work off of?
They're not talking. What are you doing?
I'll be right back.
You were supposed to go pee before we went live.
I did.
I was actually this morning. The one show that was gonna go live this morning ended up canceling because the person was in too much pain to do their show. Which I feel bad that he's in pain, but I was like sitting here bored as hell this morning because of course Victoria's show's not on in the morning, and I'm like, I have nothing to do. So I was actually thinking about opening up like just for the chat so people could hang out if they were awake and had nothing to do. No, Stash. Yeah, it's you're walking into rooms and you're hearing, oh, yes. Doves. Yeah. But then I was like, but I'd be here all by myself. Sterling silver and copper. Sometimes a little bit of gold, like accents and stuff added in there, or gold filled wire, whatever. I solder. I also do beading. I work with polymer clay. I want to work with precious metal clay, but I can't afford it right now. Yeah. All kinds of stuff. Yeah. And I will be able to get all that started again. Unfortunately, I won't be able to sit in there for very long at a time because the wheelchair is very uncomfortable. I'm hoping that stimulus they keep talking about gets kicked through soon so that I can get a better wheelchair that's more comfortable. This one was John's, and it's an 18-inch seat, and I need a 20-inch seat because it's cutting into my legs. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, this is a good example. I'll show you the ring that I got. Hold on. Let me make me big, which I hate doing, but I will do for you. Okay. Like this ring. See, it's got a cabochon, smooth. It's a rounded top and a flat bottom stone. And then it's got the silver on the sides. And then the band. And this is the kind of stuff that I can make. I did not make this. I got this from the Garden Finds, Laura. There we go. And it's a Super 7 stone. If you look that up, there's only one place it's mined, and it's where 7 different types of crystal form in one place, and then they cut the, they mine it and make the gemstones from there. So it's very pretty. It's purple. The one I have is purple, and it's got a lot of like orange in it, which my friend Dana would love this ring because she loves purple and orange together, which I've never liked until I saw this ring. So, matter of fact, I'm going to put it on. It's been sitting on my laptop. Every time I open my laptop up, I put that ring right up on there so I can see it. See? Yeah, that's the kind of thing I make. Just as an example.
Sorry, I'm going back and reading the chat.
But I do like pendants, and it'll be like, say, a copper base, like say it's a copper circle, and then I can do put a cabochon like this. I can get that on there and do some little metal stamping designs. I can do little accents on it, things like that. I've been beading for 20 years, and I first started soldering when I was in high school, and then took a 40-year break or so. And I just started doing the soldering with silver and everything. Be 4 years now. But then I had a lot of health problems, and I wasn't able to do it. And then, of course, the whole foot thing for the past 2 years. And I haven't had any place to work because what you see behind me, my entire room, I have about 3.5 feet in front of me, and that's space is taken up too. So I haven't been able to have a place that I can set up safely. You should put a wish list on your link of things you need. No, yeah, I do actually have a wish list on Amazon, and it's funny because I think it was Dan the Ants Man. Thank you, Gloria. Dan the Ants Man said, make an Amazon wish list, and that way if people ask you what you need, you can just give them the link. And at the time, it was more food-oriented, and I did that, and then Amazon decided to do away with Amazon Pantry, and none of my crap's available. I'm like, well, that was worthwhile. So I have to go on there and take all those off. And yeah, I mean, I don't expect other people to buy me a wheelchair. The wheelchair is $123 and some change. I also need a gem tester, and I need a printer, label printer, and that's another $60 to $200 depending on which one I get. Which I don't want to spend a ton of money. I just need a very simple label
printer, honey, will work.
What?
Just a regular printer will work. You don't have to have one of the others. Just a regular printer. That's what
but then you have to get the ink and all of that. And the Dymo printer is actually a lot cheaper to run. It's expensive initially, but it's a lot cheaper to run because you don't have to do ink refills or replacements or any of that. Yeah, I'm cheap. I'd go for the $66 one. I don't need fancy one that can, do your dishes and mow your lawn for you. I just needed to print damn labels, but so you're laughing because you remember last time I made that statement, I added something else in there. Yeah. So I mean, I have a list of things because see, I have the only other chairs I have in the house are the kitchen chairs, and
they're too.
When I get out of the wheelchair and sit in one of my kitchen chairs, I can't get back off of it because of the damage I did to my right knee. The motion of standing up, my right knee collapses. So yeah, I can't use my kitchen chair, which would be uncomfortable for me anyway, even with cushioning. They're not that comfortable. They're not meant to be sat in for long periods of time. So if I have the comfortable wheelchair and it has the leg things on it that can elevate, I am good to go. Yeah, so I have a list of things that I need to get. Other than that, I can tolerate sitting in this wheelchair for about 3 hours, and then I end up with bruises on the outside of my legs where the little pieces of metal come out that hold it's the seat frame, and they stick out a little bit past it, and it cuts into about 3 inches above my knee. It cuts into my legs, and that shit hurts. So, yeah. But I'm getting there. At least we're making progress in the right direction. You know what I mean? And that is a good thing because I was all excited when we started cleaning up the house and I was going to get my craft area and be able to get started. And that was 3.5 months ago. And then, my craft space got taken up by the horribles, the toxic twins. So, yeah, TJ, it hurts. I mean, it leaves. Sometimes, depending on how long I sit in the chair, sometimes it will actually leave bruises. Usually, it just leaves sore spots there for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have to get in and out of the wheelchair multiple times in a row, multiple days in a row, then yeah, it leaves bruises because I'm repeatedly injuring that area, and my legs don't like it. So. But yeah, everything, I mean, without them here, the energy in the house is so much better. Oh. It really is.
Believe me, I can feel it through the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, and the animals are calmer. Well, Rogue always barks at everything. Leaf blows across the road 3 houses down and she's barking. But she is calmer now. She's not as nervous, so that's good. And my Simi is pretty chill. She's just like, yeah, whatever. It's quiet. I'm sleeping. Leave me alone.
Well, even the cats are calmer.
Mm. Yeah, for the most part. Marty started her crap again last night, but Marty's a troublemaker. She's always starting stuff.
Yeah, she's always got to be starting something, though.
Yeah. So my son is getting the room cleaned up, and then he'll get clean. I mean, not just swept, but he'll make sure everything's clean. And then when my mom comes next Friday, she's going to help me move all my supplies into the room. Yay!
I'm excited.
I am too. I'm very excited. I mean, it will probably take me 2 days to get all my stuff organized because it's just. I had started getting it set up when I hurt my foot. And I was wearing shoes. I actually didn't step on anything. What happened with my foot, I believe, was the cat, because we had just gotten the kittens like a week before, and I think they were chasing each other and running around my room, and they ran over my foot while I was sleeping, and I got clawed, and that got infected. Because the spot that it was in wasn't anywhere that I could step on anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't on the bottom of my foot. It was kind of on the side.
Yeah, and when you've got neuropathy.
Yeah, I didn't feel it. So, but I did start. So my stuff is kind of chaos. So yeah. So it'll take me a while to go through everything, because it's like whenever you move your supplies and you haven't seen stuff for a long time, you have to re-inventory everything and just double check what you've got and what you don't have. So I'll go through that. I also, over the past 2 years, I've been slowly gathering supplies. I'll buy a couple of things here and a couple of things there. So I have all these mailing envelopes all over my room that have jewelry supplies in them for me to use making jewelry. So I have to organize all those too.
She was good last night when we spoke to her.
Hmm?
I was answering Stash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, I haven't seen her today.
Yeah, I haven't either. I don't know if she's moderating anything today or not either. I do not know.
Me either.
I do not know. But yeah, she seemed okay last night.
Mm-hmm.
Because Mr. Lenny went live last night. Lenny Baker, who is obviously not here. I did send him the link.
Yeah, he's AWOL.
Yep. My feelings are getting hurt, Tim. Hurt. I did it again. I keep doing that. I got Tim on my brain. I don't know why. I wonder. I told Lenny that I was going live today, and he never answered me. But yeah, Lenny went live last night for a little bit after Conky's show. After the Wonky Conky show.
Yep.
And then we were talking in the back room for a while, so yeah, she seemed to be fine. I sent her the link too. I'm starting to get a complex. I'm not really. I understand people are busy and not everybody's gonna be able to go to everything. I don't even know what else is going on YouTube right now. It's just like, screw it. What time do you want to go live? And Tina was like, 2 sounds good. I'm like, okay. And here we are.
Yeah, because, I don't do mornings.
Yeah, Stash, I really didn't want the matches. Yeah. Weren't you just missing like one that you spotted for that entire lot of matches to get just one? That's kind of, well, as opposed to somebody who really collects, is really into matchbooks, that
Those were
would be worth it. But
matchbooks.
Well, if you didn't really want them, then I'm glad you got outbid. I didn't think Lenny was going to see it. I thought he was just going to keep counting and give it to you, but he did. He did eventually see the other bid. I'm not sure if he saw it before Conky mentioned it or not, but that's the first auction I've ever seen Lenny moderate. My eyes drive me crazy.
Short trip?
Yeah, real short. I'm there. You have arrived at your destination. 100,000 or more. Yeah, you got a lot. Wow. And the one beer. The cards they had were pretty cool. The like the celebrity cards and stuff. Those were pretty cool. I'm not into sports cards, but the celebrity cards, movie cards were pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was digging the cards.
Yeah. I collect Lady Death cards, and I have some Marvel cards, and then I have a bunch of hockey cards because hanging out with my friend Mantis, yes, he went by the name Mantis. His CB handle was Mantis. He was a full-out hockey addict. Oh my God, that he was obsessed with hockey. And so he would get cards and he'd have duplicates. So he'd end up going here and take some of these. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I ended up with a whole bunch of hockey cards. And then like I'd buy him cards like at holidays and stuff. And he'd be like, oh, I have doubles of these. Here, you can have these. I did get my Lady Death lighter. It's not a Zippo. I could have sworn he said it was a Zippo. It is not. It says made in China on the bottom of it, but it's still very cool. Yeah. And Jerry sent me a Lady Death comic book for my birthday as my birthday present, and it's really cool. It's limited to 10,000 prints, and which most people are like, well, that's a lot. Yeah, well, the way that a lot of people treat their comics, no, it's not. That will minimize the number big time quickly. And it's got Lady Death. The picture is just outlines, but it's in like gold chrome. So it's just really cool. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. Yeah. I have a few Lady Death comics, but I don't really collect the books. I collect the cards, but I do like it when I get really cool stuff like that. It's just very cool. And the stickers were cool too. I got a Lady Death sticker, and I got a Psychotic Smiley, who's my favorite. I love him. Who's actually from an entirely different comic where Lady Death started. And I got the Chaos symbol from Chaos Comics, the Chaos symbol, which they're out of business now. Now Brian Pulido has it created Coffin Comics to bring Lady Death back. So yeah. Yeah, very cool, TG. Very cool. You know what's really funny is that I would constantly go in auctions and ask the people that were doing auctions if they had any Lady Death stuff. Nobody ever did, and nobody knew what I was talking about. All of a sudden, Jerry has it, and I'm like, oh, ooh. And all of a sudden, everybody is like, hey, do you have any Lady Death stuff everywhere? And I'm like, no, stop it. Get away from my Lady Death. It's mine.
So, sounding like Daffy Duck. No, mine.
Mine. So yeah, apparently I have created a lot of interest in Lady Death by asking about it in chats. People are probably like, hey, what's that? Oh, that's cool. I mean, the whole thing that got me interested in that was that the first set of cards, every card is, well, aside from a bunch of cards being done by Stephen Hughes, who is the co-creator of Lady Death, the artist, a bunch of the cards were done by him, but the others were all done by different artists. So you have different examples of other artists' work, all with the same concept. So I like fantasy artwork when it's good, and they were all good except like one, which was very cartoonish, which is weird to say about a comic, but it was just, yeah, it was kind of a caricature, and I don't like those, but. And the first set tells the entire story of, like on the back. You read them all in order, and it tells the story just like a comic book would. So it's very cool. Ow!
Cat.
Uh-huh.
Behave, Onyx.
She stretched, and I got a claw in my butt cheek. Ow. So, yeah. But I got introduced to a lot of artists that way, and when I did my signature tags, I got introduced to a lot of artists looking for things to make my tags with. You know, it's amazing what you can find just by describing a picture accurately. And it comes up with the different artists that could have created it, and then you go look at their work, and you're like, "Yep, there it is." So that way, I could give the artist credit because I was technically copywriting their stuff. But I always tried to give them credit either on the tag itself or in the title that I gave to the tag. Because, I'm stealing their work. I might as well give them credit for it.
Yeah.
That way maybe they won't get it as mad. Nobody ever complained to me, though, so.
Keeps you from getting in trouble.
Yeah, completely in trouble. I always figure it's better to ask for forgiveness than ask permission. That was my kind of philosophy for that.
Right.
I wasn't making any money off them. If I had been making something for profit, like if I had been doing websites and I wanted to use an artist's work, I definitely would have gotten their permission first. So yeah, I was just making the tags for fun for my friends, and myself and things like that. So examples of those are on my Facebook photo albums. It says tags. But I miss making them. I had a lot of fun making them, but I can't do it on a laptop. I don't like it on the laptop.
Oh, one of these days you'll get yourself a PC.
Yep.
Desktop.
Yep. Someday.
All of these things will come together again, and you'll have it all set up.
And the next day I'll die. No, I'm kidding. Everybody relax. It was funny because some people might not think it was funny, but my sense of humor said it was funny. I got arrested for the first time when I was 30. I got arrested for domestic violence.
She's in South Carolina.
Yeah, I'm in South Carolina right now. I used to live in Massachusetts. My husband wired my car to blow up with me in it, so I whacked him and he called the cops on me. Go figure. And since the car did catch on fire and melted all the things that he had set up to make it catch on fire, there was no evidence, so that didn't go well for me. But yeah, my very first time ever getting arrested, I spent that night in jail. The case got filed without a finding. As long as I behaved for the next year, it was supposed to be expunged off my record. He didn't show up in court, so we were good. Because he knew better. But, so that happened when I was 30. When I was 40, I got attacked by a dog, and I had my first ride in an ambulance. I was not looking forward to 50. I'm like, the only thing left is the coroner or the mortuary guy. I'm like, I'm skipping my 50th birthday. So yeah, it skipped a year, but when I was 51, I ended up getting part of my leg lopped off. So hello. Yeah. I gotta stop having birthdays, man. Yeah, I would imagine Myrtle Beach is cheaper than South Carolina. However, Myrtle Beach is one of the most expensive places to live in South Carolina. I can't even afford to live where I am, and I'm on the opposite side of the state from the beach. So, does anyone watch more than Northern Mudlarks? They go and hunt for bottles of broken glass. Mom makes jewelry and shows how she does it. I have a wish list to check them out if you want. I have never heard of them, but yeah, I will check that out.
Drop the link.
Yeah, drop the link. Don't be lazy. I'm lazy. It's my lab. I can be lazy. I've never actually been to Myrtle Beach. I've been to Florence, which is close, I guess. I've been to Florence twice, and that's 2 more times than I wanted to be there. But I live in the northwest corner of South Carolina. It's the one little corner that the hurricanes always miss, so I'm okay with that. It's very boring here. I mean, when I was able to get out and everything, when John and I first moved here, we went and checked out a few of the bars and the dance clubs, and I had somebody ask if I could get them some cocaine because they were from out of town. I'm like, do I really look like someone who snorts coke? What the hell? I'm like, I'm a big fat woman. I don't snort shit. Go away. And then I skunked him in pool and won $100. So, I was good with that. I was like, see what happens when you do drugs?
Idiots.
Yeah. Hey, if you're going to come in all fuckered up into a, club and be stupid and then offer to play pool for money, okay.
Right?
So yeah, drinks were on me that night. Yeah, I was there with John and kid from Georgia that he worked with. I think his name was Jeff. He's very strange. But it was funny too because the kid was there with two of his friends and he was like, oh, what are you going to get your boys to back you up if we don't pay you? And John just laughed and goes, bitch, she's our backup. I'd pay her if I were you. And they did. It was true. He didn't lie. This is why being immobile and having my defenses down kind of drives me crazy. Oh, thank you, Jen. Jen just subscribed to my channel. Thank you, honey. Because I'm used to being that person that will get up in your face if you piss me off, or if you like these kids. Just if I was 100%, man, these kids would never have even lasted a week in this house. They would have been gone. Probably in an ambulance. Thank you, Stash. I will check them out.
Yeah, I opened them up in another tab for later.
Cool. Rate girl power. Yeah, I was just always that kind of person, and so to sit here helpless and know that even if I got in the wheelchair and I tried to interfere, all he'd have to do is kick me out of the wheelchair and I'm done. So I don't like being vulnerable. I don't like it at all, and it just drives me crazy. Everybody's like, I don't know how you've stayed so sane for 2 years, and I'm like, who said I'm sane? Like as close as I'm gonna get, I guess. Got to keep smiling because the alternative is just not good. I mean.
Could be why I watch all my paranormal shit.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I read a lot, and now my son and I have been having conversations again, so that's cool. I think my son's dog is about to start barking. I think his friends just showed up. No, they couldn't have showed up. It's 3 o'clock. He's supposed to work at 3. Unless my son got it wrong and he got out of work at 3, but then it's only 3. It's the neighbors, never mind.
Could be worse. Or plans could have changed and it might be tomorrow.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, it wasn't somebody for the neighbor. I can hear him out there talking because my neighbors all talk very loud. Even when they're right next to each other, they're talking very loud. I'm like, did you guys all grow up in a machine shop or something? Why are you guys so loud?
Right? It's like, my son is constantly very loud. And I'm like, no, Gloria, I'm in Illinois. How much are you getting listed, Jen?
That's okay, Jen. You can list. We don't have a problem with that.
No.
Yeah, Gloria, I tend to be loud too.
That's a New York thing.
I used to, have stuff going at normal volume levels, or like I'll turn the music up when I'm cleaning. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
But other than that, wow, Jen, you go, girl. She's on a 20-second listing. Rogue can hear them outside.
No.
I forgot what I was going to say. Ooh. Shit.
Derailed.
Huh?
Your train derailed.
It did. It just, I'm Amtrak, man. It's, Kodi is very tired. I'm so tired I couldn't remember if I actually slept at all last night. Because Tina asked me that earlier today. She's like, how much sleep did you get? And I'm like, did I sleep? I'm pretty sure I remember waking up, but I don't know. It couldn't have been more than a couple of hours if I did. I don't remember.
I think that even children that have, fucked up sleep patterns get more sleep than she does.
Yeah.
Babies that have their sleep schedules all screwed up.
Yeah.
Their days and nights.
That's what I was being loud. Yeah. I like quiet. My dog likes quiet. When things get too loud, and it's not the noise, I think with her, it's more the energy. If people are shouting or music is blaring, my energy tends to get very negative because it irritates the crap out of me when people are too loud in a house where you're living with somebody else. I don't want to listen to your rap music. Please turn it down. My windows are shaking. Turn the shit down. I really wanted a little handheld EMP that I could aim at their room. But it's rude to push your taste on other people. So the only time I do that is when I'm in my car, because you're only going to have to deal with it for a few minutes, and then our cars are not near each other anymore. When I drive, I turn the music up. Because if I don't, people can hear me sing, and I can't sing anymore. So I still do it. I just don't sound good doing it.
No. No, I like sleep. Sleep is my friend.
Yeah, Jen, they were full out rude.
Extremely rude, Jen.
I mean, my son was so funny. He turned the music up when he was in the room cleaning because, of course, that's all the stuff that's on the floor is like broken crap, and it makes so much noise picking it up. A lot of broken glass. Okay, Gloria. And so he has the music blaring, and all of a sudden he starts singing to Ozzy. I was like, but see, my son pretty much has the same taste in music that I do, to a point. So when he has the stuff on his playlist, it's all music that, like, I grew up with. So I can deal with that. I was like, yes, I raised the boy right. He's listening to Ozzy and AC/DC. And he has a few other bands and things that he has found that he likes. And I actually like most of their songs that he plays. So I'm good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've done that with my children, all four of them. I just, between me and Tim, we've managed to get them where they all like a wide range of music.
Yeah.
Hi, Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia. It's really weird. StreamYard is actually popping chat up faster than YouTube. That's weird.
I don't
just want to say you look much better now that the rascals, that's a nice way to say it, are gone and out of your life. And hello, beautiful and lovely peeps. Hi, Sylvia. Thank you. I feel better now that they're gone. John was an alcoholic. He drank for 18 of the 20 years that we were friends and whatnot. And I'll tell you, living with an alcoholic, you're constantly in that state of when is he going to freak out? What's going to happen when he gets home? How much damage is he going to do to the house? It's your constant anxiety. And within days of them moving in, I had that same anxiety. When are they going to freak out? When is he going to beat that girl to death? And she's dead. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. And then they accused me of spilling water on their laptop. I'm like, their entire room where it was barricaded. I'm in a wheelchair. What am I doing? Hopping over all this crap? I'm like, and then, I tipped the glass over and I righted it with water still in it. I'm like, no. And I guess she was actually going to stick her mommy on me. She's like, I'm going to call my mom. Call your mom. Tell her that you fucked up and left a glass of water on your desk where your electronic equipment was with 4 kittens in the damn room. Go ahead. Call her and tell her that. But it was me that did it. Yeah. So, yeah. My son, that's the only time my son and Jason, I ever heard them actually almost come to blows, which Jason would have died because one hit from my kid would just destroy that boy. So, because, yeah, Jason was accusing me of doing it, and my son got pissed. Don't accuse my mom of doing shit. She didn't do nothing, And there goes Rogue. So, and I've had Tina on Messenger, and we'll hear this big crash when they're not home. This crash or things hitting the floor in there, and I'm like, oh, wonder if I'm going to get blamed for that too. And sure enough, they'll come home, and the first thing out of Jill's mouth, is, what the hell happened in here? And next thing out of Jason's mouth is like, one of them probably did it. Yeah. Or if my son was at work with them or whatever, he'd be like, who was in here? No, I wasn't. So, yeah, you get 5 cats and a dog, but the dog stayed crated most of the time, unless she escaped. Those were fun days. We heard a lot of crashing every time Princess escaped.
Yeah.
Princess had a lot of fun getting into everything.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, I'm chilled.
It is not my lifeblood. This is.
Yeah, Pepsi is for you. But Gloria had to go get some more coffee. She's back.
Welcome back.
And that's why I said coffee's lifeblood for lots of people. And it is.
It is. A lot of people can't function without coffee.
My grandmother would get up every morning, and she had one of those Mr. Coffees that had a thing in the back, a water reserve.
Kimmy! Hi, honey.
But it had a water reserve in the back. And another one. So all she had to do was fix the pot of coffee, and there was already another reserve in there. So all she had to do was put another thing of a basket of coffee in there, start her up, and then reload. Just keep reloading. Just like if you were at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had one of them expensive coffees.
That would be an awesome thing to just do the water and make hot chocolate. Because I don't drink coffee. I think it's nasty.
Because she did. I mean, my grandma got up. She had coffee from the moment the woman got up until she went to bed. That coffee was on.
Yeah, John did too. John would drink like 2 pots of coffee a day. It's crazy. I used to actually have to physically take his coffee cup away from him and hand him a water and go, that's all you're getting. Like, give me my coffee. No, you're done. Because, John was only supposed to drink the last 3 years. He was only supposed to drink 1 cup of coffee a day because of his pancreatitis. And so he would get like 3 or 4 cups in, and I'd look at him and go, and how many is that? He goes, this is my first cup. I'm like, yeah, the cup is your first cup, but how many times have you refilled it? He'd be like, damn. It's kind of like I only had 1 glass of wine, and the glass is this big,
Or the wine glass that, is the shape of the bottle.
Yep. And so I'd pick up the cup and walk away with it. And at the time, he was the one using the wheelchair, and he couldn't get to me, so he couldn't get his coffee cup back. So, and I'd give him water. I go, that's what you're getting for the next few hours. I said, enjoy. He's like, damn it.
I will have days where I'll get up and I'll make coffee, and I will have drank the entire pot,
Yeah.
no assistance. Then
You know what's funny is
where I'll have a cup, or I'll have zero, and Tim drinks all the coffee.
yeah. Well, I don't drink coffee. I don't like I like coffee ice cream. That's the only coffee that I can get near. But I love the smell of coffee being brewed.
Mm-hmm.
I love that smell, but I can't stand the taste of coffee. And I have tried it in all different ways. I've tried flavor coffees. I've tried flavored creamers. I've tried everything just to see if I can come to some kind of thing that I can like the coffee. Nothing. John talked me into getting. He talked me into trying. I wasn't paying for it. One of the things at Krispy Kreme, it's one of those little like a icy type frozen drink.
Uh-huh.
And it was salted caramel mocha something blah 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 with whipped cream. And I was like, okay, well, all of that except the coffee sounds good. So he's like, you can't even taste the coffee. Yes, you could taste the coffee. And it was nasty. And I took one sip and I called him into the room. I said, get this away from me. It's gross. He was like, damn. But he got to drink it, so he didn't care.
If she don't have her coffee, best leave her alone until she does. Nice Kimmy comes get the F out of my face.
And Kim comes with her own shovel, so you gotta be careful of that girl. She's feisty. Can be very feisty.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're both redheads, and I no. You just no.
What? I still get a kick out of the fact that they say that redheads have no soul.
No, you got soul.
Yeah,
fire.
They're in a little box in one of my drawers.
I used to be a redhead.
I have several.
Now it's gray.
And then what was the other one? Oh, for every soul that a redhead steals, they get a freckle. There are a lot of soulless motherfuckers walking around here.
I dig that one.
Because I've got freckles on my face. I've got them on my arms. Got them on my chest. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Celia. I agree. Redheads are awesome. Yeah, they are. My hair has darkened up a bit. It used to be like the bright orange red. It's not bright orange red anymore, which is fine with me because I hated that color. And yeah, and it's not surprising, Kimmy. Kimmy's like, dang it, I have a lot of freckles. Hey, I'm nice to my souls that are in the little box. It's velvet lined. They're comfortable. Officially, just for the record, I haven't stolen anyone's soul, so it's okay. Oh, thank you, Jen. You're so sweet. Oh, and yeah, Kimmy too. So now that's two. See, there you go.
Deserve it.
Yeah, the two that were in this house definitely do not deserve any kind of kindness at this point. But for an update to anybody that has just joined the Raptors, the roommates are gone. I'm free. They're gone, and I get my craft room, and I'll be able to make my jewelry soon. Because I'm sure after a year, people are like, I don't think she really makes jewelry. You know what I mean? It's like, she talks about it a lot, but we've never seen anything she's made. Yeah, I know. And I'm very anxious to get back to. I have so many ideas that are just swirling around in my head of things I want to make, and I haven't been able to do it in 2 or 3 years. So, yeah, trust me, I'm ready to get to it, too. So, yeah. My oldest daughter was born with 3 different distinctive color hair. Like the outside, like around the biggest part of her head was brown, like a medium brown. Then she had like an inner crown of red, and then on the very top of her head was platinum blonde. I mean, white blonde. And when she started, getting older and growing up, the hair, it still stayed distinctive colors, but it all blended together.
Oh, she's getting ready for her next weekend getaway.
Aww.
I know. I'm so happy.
I am so happy for you, Kimmy. Hi, Tim.
Just popping in and saying, hey, y'all.
You can pop in my lap anytime you want, Tim.
Okay.
Kimmy, you're trying to get your ducks in a row. Honey, you have squirrels and they're all at a rave. Pack without them. Because your squirrels are going to come back home hung over as hell. Just saying.
Nice dash.
So yeah, this is not going to be a really long live, guys. We've got another maybe like 40 minutes, and that's going to be it.
5 whole days? Oh my.
We are not going to hear from Kimmy for 5 days. She's going to be, what the fuck is YouTube? I don't know what you're talking about.
Right?
I'm very happy for you, Kimmy.
First trip was 6 days. And then just a weekend.
Well, you have to have a good time, and I have to live vicariously through you. So I don't need to know details. I just need to know that I had fun.
Yeah, right.
Just tell me I had a good time. Yeah, we know we won't see you. Well, Jen, I haven't seen your hubby, but I know who she's talking about, and he is very cute. He is absolutely adorable. And he's even beautiful. He's even beautiful as a girl. So,
I know.
It's a double win there. I agree, Sylvia. She does deserve it. Happiness, happiness, happiness. They both do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, yes. I feel like, who is it in Land Before Time that was it Petrie? He's good. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep, yep. My kids watched the I think that's the part she's looking forward to, Stash. Yeah. It's not an Egyptian she'll be walking like. And after that one, I need a cigarette. So yeah. It's good when the neighbors light up. Okay.
Right. Penguin, right. Actually, I was thinking more like bull riding. Hello.
Well, she is going to Texas, so she could come back walking like a cowboy, As long as you're smiling, it's worth it, Kimmy.
Right.
Her little trip might last 5 days, but that smile is going to be lasting a heck of a lot longer than that.
Oh. Headed to the mountains.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
Stay away from the bears. That's not the kind of eating you want to be. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. Just saying.
We are just rotten.
We are. We are very rotten. We're very naughty. But people still show up to see it, so I'm good with that. I'm good with being naughty. I like it. I used to love going camping, going to the mountains, going, doing all that. And after my trauma at camp, I couldn't go hiking anymore. I mean, if I, we know, Kimmy, it's all in good fun. We love you. And I definitely do not want you getting eaten by a wild bear. No. Yeah, I couldn't. And if I went camping now, it would have to be glamping because of my leg and my bad back and all that. So, I mean, you can figure it out if you really want to do it, but it takes a lot more effort than just grabbing a tent and heading out,
Right.
We are angels. Sylvia, I can't afford to get hit by lightning. Come on, stop that now.
Yeah, I don't need any more injuries.
Kimmy, I almost want to take that as a challenge. You know that, right? Okay, I'm kidding. Tents do suck, but when you're young.
I don't know.
Nah, she can handle bear. And goose will be easier to handle. I don't know. Be careful; they bite pretty hard. Of course, that could be a good thing. Yeah, Jen, definitely glamping or at least an RV are essential at this point. I mean, when I was a kid, my parents, we would go camping every summer after I came back from camp, which I found ironic. But they had a camper, and I used to love going to those campgrounds. They were so much fun. You get to meet all kinds of different people and their pets, and watch the guy that is at every single campground that feeds the squirrel out of his hand. He's like best friends with a squirrel. There is one in every single campground. I don't care where you are, where you go. There is a guy that feeds the squirrels by hand in every one. But, you get to meet a lot of interesting people. And as a kid, you get to play with kids from all over the place. So, I used to love going camping with my parents. We had fun. I was not allowed to bring my dog. She had to go in a kennel. I didn't like that. I said, everybody else has their dogs. I want mine. And they're like, are you going to walk it? I'm like, yes. And I was like, 7. They're like, no, you're not. So, well, my mom was fully all paranoid. I could not go out of her sight or she would freak out. So, yeah, me walking the dog around the campsite and picking up after it was not going to happen. Not unless she went with me, and she didn't want to because she was doing stuff at the camp. So,
there we have it.
Yeah. High on life. That's the best way to be. Maybe someday I'll get to go camping again. I mean, I grew up every year going to a camp, and for 8 weeks, except for the last one, I was only there for 4 weeks. Well, no, 5 weeks. And they had traumatized me so bad at the end of the first 4 weeks that, I ended up calling my parents to come get me. I broke week. I wasn't going in the mountains again. Not after they got us lost the first time. Mm-mm.
Oh,
I wasn't doing it.
Camp.
I wasn't doing it. I mean, when you have camp counselors. They're responsible for a group. How many girls did we have? I think like 12 in my cabin. Well, there were 13 or 14. One of them stayed back because she had endometriosis and her cramps were real bad, so she had to stay back at the cabin. She couldn't go anywhere. But they decided, since the pathways were mud up to your knees because it had rained the day before, that we would take a shortcut. We'd take a different path. It wasn't a path. It was a mountain runoff stream that had stopped running because, They got us lost for 3 days. For 2.5. And then I got us unlost. And at the age of 13, I'm the one with survival skills and the adults that don't have any. I was like, okay, you're all a bunch of incompetent idiots, and I'm not coming camp anywhere near you in a mountain again, or you're not making it off the mountain. Oops. Watch out for that cliff. So when they told us we were supposed to go on a canoe trip, and instead they were like, oh yeah, you're going to the mountains again. I was like, oh, no, I'm not. I am not. I mean, I hated babysitting, and I even volunteered to stay behind and stay in one of the little kids' cabin and act as a secondary babysitter, and they wouldn't go for it. I'm like, nope, calling my mom. So I called my mom. Mom, get me the hell out of here. And they did. They came up and got me. But it was funny because on the phone, the camp director, who, by the way, had us calling him Uncle Miles. I'm sorry. Any adult that tries to get children to call him uncle throws red flags at me, even at the age of 13. I'm like, you're not my uncle. You know what I mean? I'm like, no. But he badmouthed me on the phone to my mom, to which my mom then freaked out on him, to which then he badmouthed my mother.
Bye, Kimmy.
Hi, Kimmy. I love you.
Love you, honey. Oh, bye, Gloria.
Bye, Gloria. Thank you for coming. Now I'm 6'2", need a more home. Yeah, there is a lot to be said about a big bed. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I just... childhood trauma, man. And then I didn't enjoy going into the woods anymore because of that. You know, I mean... I could drive there, but walking wasn't happening. A 13-year-old should not have better survival skills than adults.
True. But
I mean, they should at least be equal. I mean, that's what the counselors are there, trying to teach us, like, survival skills if we're camping or out. You know, we get stuck somewhere, whatever. And they didn't know jack. I'm like, get me the hell out of here. I'm done. So yeah, but the camp director almost got smashed with his own phone for badmouthing my mom. I was like, you did not just say that about my mother. And I stood up, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, we did it. And he backpedaled real quick. I was pissed. So yeah, fun in life of Kodi when she was a kid. I'm telling you, I have had adventures since I was a small child that were weird.
Excuse me.
I would love to have a camper. I would.
Tim and I have talked about getting a mobile home. You know, I call it a mobile home because it's a camper. It's a mobile. You drive. You know, and going and doing some traveling. You know, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's easy. You know, you can travel. You can grow, camp. As long as you can get to a place where you can get potable water and you can dump your
tanks,
you're good, you know.
Yep. Yeah, and they make some amazing RVs now and campers, and there are people on YouTube that go and they do tours of new RVs and new camper setups and things like that, or refurbished ones.
Yeah.
You know, the really old ones that someone fixes up, they do, go on tours of those. And they're pretty interesting videos. And I'm very envious of people that own them. I'm like, I want one.
I watch a lot of, well, not a lot, but I've watched several different of the nomads, as they call them, the RVers, people that don't have, homes. They just live out of RVs.
They usually have some place as a permanent residence, especially if they're getting some kind of benefits. Like me with disability, I'd have to be able to use someone's address as a permanent resident.
Yeah, you'd have to have a home base.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, it's fun. I mean, you get to travel around, you get to meet people, and usually
they are expensive as fuck. Pardon me.
Yeah, well, a lot of RV parks you can park there pretty inexpensively. I mean, you have to find the right ones. Oh yeah, staffs, they're even higher than that. There was one that I think it was about 6 months ago. I watched a video of a brand new fifth wheel, which you have to have a 2-ton truck to tow it, and it has the cab that goes over the back of the truck, the part of the RV, and I think it was like $250,000 for that thing, but it was huge. It was like a 4-bedroom. It had 2 bathrooms. The living room was huge. The kitchen was massive. I was just like, I'm like, I was like, room for my son, room for the dog, room for my craft stuff. I'm like designating. It was funny, but for mobile type of living. Hi, Amy. My hotness.
Hi, Amy.
I would need the room for all my craft supplies because I would have to make my jewelry on the road, so if I was going to do that, I'm going to need something big because most of it's going to be taken up with jewelry supplies. And it would also have to be modified for handicapped accessible,
Yeah.
But yeah, some of those are gorgeous. And I love watching them when they expand them.
Yeah.
Because it's just, streamlined. And then you get to where you're going and you anchor down.
And
And all of a sudden you hit that button. You hit that button, it goes, It's very cool.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I got another 25 minutes or so, and then we're going to shut it down. So feel free, Amy. You listen. Try not to laugh too loud. People will wonder what you're up to. Yeah, Jen, you can go on a lot of vacations for what they cost, but I mean, living on one is like one long vacation. You just get to travel around. Yeah, if you don't have one that you're driving the vehicle itself, if you don't have an RV that you actually just sit in and drive, then yeah, you have to have you have to have a decent vehicle to tow it. And those fifth wheels that are so huge, you have to have a 2-ton truck. Yeah, expand the one side. I love those the expansion ones. They're so cool. The one that my parents ended up selling theirs when I was a kid, and I was so upset. I cried when they sold it because I knew I meant no more camping. It's too expensive now. It wasn't. No, it wasn't. Later on, I found out how much money my parents actually had, and I was like, "You cheap bastards! We could have still been camping. What the hell?" But. But it's, I say but a lot. I just noticed that. I'm my own drinking game. If you guys took a drink for every time I said but, you'd all be hammered within 15 minutes. Sorry. I know it's annoying when people repeat certain words constantly. I never took public speaking and I was never good at it. So, suck it. I don't know.
No. Like I said, we've talked about it several times. We got a lot of shit going on.
Yep.
One of those pipe dreams.
Yeah. Bye, Jen. Have a great day.
Bye, Jen. Love you, honey.
Yeah, it would be nice. Coming from somebody who's been in this room for the past 2 years and hasn't gone pretty much anywhere except doctor's appointments, it's a lovely dream. But right now, I'd be really happy with being able to buy my own house and have it modified for, the handicapped accessible stuff and, have some space because this. I am starting to get a little claustrophobic. Although I'd probably freak out if I had space. When I get more room in this room, more space in this room, I'm not going to know what the hell to do because I'm going to be like, where did everything go? Why is it so open? What's going on?
It'll be an adjustment.
Yeah, it will. But it will be a happy adjustment. My eyes drive me crazy.
I said, it will be an adjustment, but you'll get used to it.
Yep. Ironically, I'm one of those people that if I stay at a hotel, I can go to sleep like immediately. I'm not one of those people that can't sleep in other spaces. I have a hard time going to sleep when I'm in a hospital, but that's because they keep coming in and waking you up to take your blood pressure and all that crap. It's like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Sleep in here. You told me to get some rest. I'm working on that.
Right.
I was so tired when first time I went in for the heart stuff and the water retention. And I was in there and I was laying on my side and I guess the oxygen thing had come out of my nose and my blood oxygen level dropped. And the nurse came in and actually got it hooked back up into my nose while I was asleep, but I never woke up.
Yeah.
So the next morning, he was like, just to let you know, I had to put your oxygen back in your nose last night. And I'm like, did I wake up? He's like, no. I'm like, I suddenly feel violated. And he went, no, 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 no. I'm like, I'm joking, calm down. Because I then realized how touchy it is for them that they could get accused of things so easily. So I was like, no, 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 relax. It's okay. I'm just kidding. I'm like, but what else did you do while you were in here? He panicked. I was like, calm down. I was freaking out this poor guy. I was like, you're doing a good job. You're fine. Don't worry about it. It was good that you didn't wake me up because I needed sleep. Calm down. It's okay. It took me 15 minutes to calm him down because he thought I was going to like make some kind of accusation suit or something. I'm like, no. I'm like, would have been the most action I've gotten in years. Why would I complain? I had to complain that I wasn't awake for it. So, yeah. He was really sweet. He went above, like, he would be like, do you need another blanket? Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? And he would come to my room and ask me if I needed anything. And I thought that was really nice. Except when he woke me up and asked if I needed anything. I'm like, well, I'm kind of sleeping, so no. But now that I'm awake, could you grab me a soda? And he'd be like, yep, be right back. And he'd go get it. And all the nurses, it's like, every time I had 5-day stints at the hospital. With my leg, I was in there for 4. But every time I went in for a surgery or with the heart, the fluid retention thing, I was in there for 5 days at a time. Each was 5 days. And every single time, all of my nurses were absolutely fantastic, except one. Except one. Every time I would get one bitch that I would be like, you need to get out of my room. Get done with what you're doing. I don't need to hear you talking. Get out of my room. And they'd be like, what? I'm like, I don't need your negativity. Go away. I'm dealing with enough right now. They'd have really bad attitudes.
There's got to be one Hitler, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every time. And I won't put up with it. So, it's like if you're having a bad day, don't take it out on me. I am not here to be your emotional punching bag. It's not happening. So
what
I mean,
asked you?
they would make their comments, and I'd be like, "You need to stop." And the thing is that people think they can make all the comments they want, and there's no repercussions, free speech, and all that. Yeah, well, there's also consequences to that kind of behavior, and the consequence is I'm telling you to get the hell out of my room now. And they're like, "Well, you don't need to be like that." I was like, "It is in response to you being how you're being." So yes, I do. I absolutely hate it when people turn around and say, you don't got to be like that when you're defending yourself or trying to get someone away from you. You're going to go live in it when you're all done. What are you talking about, Stash?
Live.
All done with what? All done with what?
Your craft room.
Oh, am I going to live in my craft room? That's the craft room. That's for crafting.
Live.
Oh. Gotta capitalize it when you're talking about going live. Oh, Stash, learn these things. Oh, cool. I wouldn't mind meeting Jeremy and George. George is my spirit animal. She's my YouTube spirit animal. I love George. Am I going to go live? Yeah, I will. I will probably actually, because I'm gonna bring my laptop in there when I'm working. And that way I'll have things on YouTube popped up or, Netflix or whatever, something in the background to make noise. And if I do a live while I'm working, you probably won't be able to see what I'm working on because of the camera angle, but I will show you when I'm done. And it's busy work, so you'll probably see like the side of my face, which could be good, could be bad. I don't know. I've never actually seen my profile, so I'm not really sure if it'll be an improvement or not. No excuses, Stash. It's not because you're old, it's because you're high. But yeah, I'm gonna work on doing videos of me actually making the jewelry once I get back in the swing of things, doing the soldering. I do have a tripod that my phone will fit on, and I can make videos if my phone is up to doing videos. Yeah, we're gonna get all hooked up. Hell yeah. Might take me a little while to get back in the swing of things because I have to adjust to the fact that I'm going to be dealing with my legs hurting while I'm doing it. So I got to figure out some way to elevate my right leg too. While it's under the fucking table. My son does have a footstool in his room that came from my chair. I had one of those like rocker recliner chairs that had the little footstool that comes with it. The only thing left of it is the footstool. So I can probably use that. It doesn't elevate it enough, but it's better than nothing. Because if my leg is just bent, like my knee is bent, my leg and my foot will swell up because I have vernacular dermatitis. Ooh. Well, I'm definitely doing lives, Stat. The gems that you sent me are absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to make stuff with those. They are. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, I have to keep an eye on that leg and my foot. Since I have a shoe on, my foot should not swell up too much, but if my leg does, I can still run into some problems, and I don't need any more medical problems, so we're going to try and avoid that.
Yeah, that's me after I sit here for a few hours of the day.
Yeah.
I've been on the computer. My legs and my feet, everything's nice and swollen.
My vernacular dermatitis, when what it is the blood will go down in my foot, but when it circulates back up, not all of it circulates back up. And it tends to seep plasma through my skin, which then irritates your skin, and it creates like a really bad rash type of thing on your skin. It's horrible.
Ooh,
And,
no, I don't have that issue.
Yeah, my legs have gotten so bad at 2 points in my life that it looked like I had leprosy or something. It was terrible. It was horrible.
Oh, I remember telling you about the gel cream.
Yeah. And there's I can't remember the name of it now. Just in my head, it flew out. Amtrak. But there's a steroid that I use that clears it up in like 3 days. It's gone. So that is also in the lamp somewhere. So while we're organizing, once I can move some stuff out of here, I'm going to find that, just in case.
Yeah. Most assuredly.
Yeah.
Okay, is it just me or did you freeze? There you go. You're back. I know.
Well, I didn't take a nap. Tina asked me around noon if I was going to take a nap before my live, and I was like, no, because I know I'm not going to wake up. Normally, when I sleep, it's only for an hour or two. But then when I have something that I know I have to do in a couple hours, and I take a nap, I will sleep for like 5 hours, and I won't wake up to anything. So I decided not to tempt fate this time and just tough it out. So I'm very tired, but I will take a nap after unless my son wants to make dinner. I just thought about that's probably why he asked me how long my live was going to be. He probably wants to make dinner. So after I eat, I will definitely go into a food coma and crash for a while. Because we're having French fries and
there, big guy.
Cheeseburgers and French fries.
I don't know what we're having. We haven't really discussed it yet.
Yeah, Sash. Well, I'm glad you've been cancer-free for 3 years, and you go, boy, beating that shit down. Good for you.
Yeah,
I definitely don't need any more problems.
Youngest daughter had cancer at the lovely age of 18.
Damn.
Has a scar that runs from here down along the side of her face where they came in and took out the tumor on the side of her
Wow.
face.
That's some scary shit.
So, and then she did several rounds of radiation therapy
Yeah.
after that. And when that was done, it messed up her teeth and everything. So she looks like, she's a druggie, but she's not because she's a big girl like everybody else.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, my teeth went bad when I got pregnant for the first time.
and she ain't never had any children. She lost one. She's had a miscarriage, early pregnancy miscarriage. I mean, she was only a few weeks in when she lost the baby.
Yeah.
Um,
I've been accused of a lot of drugs because of the problems with my teeth, and I'm like, no. When I got pregnant with my oldest, the face of my teeth started pitting. I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, what is this, And when I went to the dentist, he told me that, I told him I was pregnant, so I had to be careful what they put in my body in order to work my teeth. And he said the reason that was happening was because the baby was draining calcium. My pregnancy, my body was taking all the calcium from my body and giving it to the baby, and I'm like, great. So I'm going to have super baby, but I'm going to fall apart. If I bump myself and break a bone, I'm great. And progressively with the other pregnancies, it just got worse. And then you get to a point. I mean, what they did was put this bonding stuff on the front of my teeth. He never told me it had to be redone every 3 years or so. So like 6 years later, that shit fell off.
yeah.
And, it just, my teeth would break eating a piece of white bread. You know what I mean? So my teeth were screwed up from the pregnancies, and there was no way to stop it. I was taking my prenatals. I was taking what I needed to take, and it's still. So, yeah. And now almost all of them are broken below the gum line, So I need oral surgery, and of course, my insurance doesn't cover that. Yay. Yeah, Seth has fucked up a lot of things for a lot of people. So many people. And like Wendy's been saying, they don't.
Backwards.
Wendy was saying that their government isn't giving them anything like our stimulus. So all the people that are overseas aren't getting any help from their government. So what the hell? What are they supposed to do? No, in lockdown, they can't do anything. So how are they supposed to pay their bills and get food and, pay for all that stuff if they don't? Everything's locked down. People are out of work, and their government's not helping them. So I'm like, wow, definitely don't want to be in the UK right now. Oh, Sash. Well, I'll tell you, that one tooth that was down here, I lost a front in the bottom when I was in surgery for my foot the first time. And it just, because of the hose or whatever, the intubation tube or whatever the hell that thing is that they give you, it popped it out. And I was coming out from under the anesthesia, and all I heard them talking about was it popped right out. There was no blood, no hole, no nothing. It just fell out. I said, I really hope you're talking about my tooth and not my foot. And they all started laughing. And then handed me a little container with my tooth. And I'm like, that doesn't even look like a tooth. So I'm like, that's a horrible looking thing. And so then the one next to it was loose, and it got worse and worse and worse. I mean, the tooth was, loose. And I was in a message, and I couldn't bite down on anything, like to take bites of food. I had to cut all my food up, and I felt like a 2-year-old. And nothing like having to cut up your hot dog. Well, my son brings me in a hot dog and a bun, and I'm cutting it up, Pizza was a problem. Rogue. The rogue bell is ringing.
9 on top, 5 on bottom.
Yeah. But that one, I was talking to Wendy in a video chat. The bottom of my tongue caught the tooth and pulled it. And I'm like, I was like, oh my God. And then I tasted blood. So I was like, I'll be right back. And I shut the video off and I looked and my tooth was actually just gone. It was like right here in my mouth. I'm like, okay, that's gone. And my mouth felt so much better after that. But apparently it was just a little teeny tiny bit of the tooth that was still holding on. And when it got yanked like that, it popped it. So now I'm missing the bottom two. And I don't know how much of them is left still in there. I have no idea at what point it, started breaking apart. But, but now I can bite into things again. It's much easier to eat, given, considering. But it's still, there's so many things I can't just sit there and munch down on peanuts or cashews or anything crunchy or chewy. Or my food is limited. It sucks. Sucks. But we make do when we get around it somehow. And I'm still here. So
yeah, it's what we do.
Yeah, we mush on. Giving up is not an option. John used to say, never give up, never give in. And him and I were actually going to get tattoos that had that on it. And I still might, if I can get tattoo equipment out of the storage unit. If Issa hasn't lost the storage unit and everything in it, she hasn't said anything about it. So I have no idea whether she's still paying on it or she just said screw it and go. Which was not all her stuff, so that's just a douchebag move if she did. Because some of my stuff's in there, some of my son's stuff, John's stuff, all went in that storage unit. So she just let it go.
That would so be uncool.
Yeah, it would, because I got $900 worth of tattoo equipment in there. I have 3 tat guns and patterns, and yeah. John's original patterns that he designed are in there.
Cool.
I would be very, very, very mad. Yeah, stash. I had one of my teeth on this side was broken, and the loose part of the break was still in the gum, and it was just I had to end up pulling it out. It was horrible. I couldn't do anything. I will do drugs. I would do if I get prescribed painkillers. I will absolutely take them because I don't like pain. But nobody ever prescribes them for me. And now with all the different regulations on them, you can only get, pain meds to a certain point, and then you get like 4 days of pain medication and you're done. And you can ask for one boost on that, and they'll give you like 7 days, and you're done. You can't get any more painkillers. My surgeon was saying that they had breast cancer patients that had to have, mastectomies, and they couldn't get painkillers. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're lopping off their boobs and they can't get pain relief? That's insane to me. That's crazy. Because the government decided that everybody that wants painkillers is a drug addict. Yeah.
That's insane.
I can't take Advil. Advil did help me a lot with my tooth pain. I had to take a hell of a lot more than 3, but I can't take Advil because of my heart medications, my blood pressure meds, but I can't take acetaminophen. So I usually take 5 acetaminophen, and I have my nerve pain meds, which help. But yeah, my liver and kidneys do not like me at all. But I don't like them, and they won't give me any of the pain relievers. So I actually did sleep when I had my surgeries because I had painkillers. I was like, oh, look, I can sleep.
I sleep. I like sleep.
I know you do. And speaking of which, it is almost time to end this. We have still less than a minute to go. But I want to thank everybody that came and hung out with us. Thank you. I love you guys.
Mr. Stash.
Yep.
Mr.
Well, we're
Stash.
down to like 3 people. So Stash is one of them, and we have lurkers. Lurker, lurker, lurker. That should be that call. That little mating call should be lurker, lurker, lurker. I will. We
Well,
will. Really,
Amy is busy listening while she's doing her Buy It Now
That's true.
video.
That's true.
I don't know. Virginia might still be hanging out in the rafters somewhere.
That's okay. We just wanted to give an update to anybody that popped in, so now you have it.
Yeah.
Bam. I mean, I posted this from my Facebook too, but I don't know how many of my Facebook friends actually have YouTube. I have no idea. But there were a bunch of YouTubers that are on my Facebook now also, so
True.
I just, I figured what the hell, I might as well post it there too, because it gives an update on what's going on with me, and people are, every once in a while, will message me and be like, so, what's going on with you? Now you know. Yeah, me too. Stash for any kind of outside of pharmaceutical medications. I haven't smoked weed in 21 years now, and God, I haven't done the other stuff for anything else for probably, well, my daughter's.
Short of smoking some weed and drinking alcohol, I haven't done anything. That's it.
Yeah, my daughter's going to be 32, and she was 3, so I don't know. You do the math. It's been over almost 30 years that I've done anything other than weed, and I haven't actually. Well, when my son and I got the other house, and we were just us, and I didn't have John, who was still drinking and being, an alcoholic that said he wanted to quit but wasn't really trying. I got a 4-pack of wine coolers. Well, they were Jack Daniel's coolers, and they lasted like 6 months. So that's how much I drank. Yeah. The only time I ever drank is when I went out with friends or I was at a party. If I was shooting pool and hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really just drink at home. It's not fun for me, so. And then I stopped drinking to try and be supportive of John, who said he wanted to quit, but I was the only one that quit. I'm like, He did finally quit the last year, so that was good. I was very proud of him.
So,
but anyway, we are going to say goodbye, Sash. I hope you have a good night. And Amy, if you're still here, I hope you have a good night, honey.
and we'll see everybody.
We will see you around the YouTube.
And mushrooms 2 years ago. Ooh.
Yeah, I did a lot. Shrooms, yeah. I never did shrooms, but I did a lot of stupid shit when I was a kid. When I was in my younger days.
Yep, our younger days.
As I sit on my porch in my rocker when I was a youngster.
Got the rocking for you.
Yeah. I hope
Bye,
everybody has a good day. Bye, everybody.